Welcome to the Journey of CyberLogic, Episode 30, covering the zone of Abyssea-La Theine and the zone mission boss. Now this is our final of the 3 starting Abyssea zones to cover, so let's go ahead and dive in and see what's in this final of the starting zones. Now for the zone boss, we will need to kill Gigas in 3 areas around the map for pop items, and then trade the pop item to a location to spawn a Gigas NM. Now these 3 Gigas NMs possess the key items needed to spawn the mission boss Briarus. Now the first of these Gigas that we'll be taking on is Pentaggr. Now he can be found in this area of the zone shown on the map. In order to get the pop item to spawn him, we need to kill Hadal Gigas until we get the oversized sock key item to drop. We can then trade it to the question marks at this location to spawn Pentaggr. Now he will gain a potent Ice Spice effect after Ice Roar, and this can inflict a potent paralyze, so watch out for it. Now Ice Spikes is removed from the boss once he uses Moribund Hack, which will do considerable ice damage to you and reset hate when he uses it, so look out for that as well. Now other than these 2 abilities, the fight should go fairly smoothly. Don't forget to try and get your red stagger in, so that you can be assured that the warped Gigas armband key item drops. Now if it doesn't drop, you will need to farm another oversized sock and try your kill again. Now once you have your warped Gigas armband, you want to head over to this side of the map and start killing Bethal Gigas. Now from these, we are wanting to get a trophy shield pop item to drop. Once it does drop, you want to bring it to this location here and trade it to the question marks to spawn Abyssea. Now Abyssea has a very high rate of double attack and Zanishin, and that combined with a very high rate of save TP on his Grand Slam makes it so he's swinging quite often and using his abilities back to back repeatedly. Now again, be sure to get a red stagger in if you can, so that you can be assured that the dented Gigas shield key item drops. Once you have it, we can head to our 3rd and final Gigas NM before the mission boss. This 3rd NM is called Gran Guir, and he can be found here in the southern portion of the map. Now to spawn him, we first need to kill Demersal Gigas in this area until we get the massive armband item to drop. We then bring it to this area here and trade it to the question marks to spawn him. Now, similar to our previous NM, this Gigas' Lightning Roar grants him a strong spikes effect, in this case, shock spikes, so you may spend a bit of time stunned as it is a quite potent effect. Now his catapult ability is going to bypass your shadows and dispel one of your buffs. He can also use Trebuchet, which can do substantial physical damage, so be sure to keep those shadows up at all times. You again want to make sure that you get that red stagger in to make sure that you receive the severed Gigas collar key item upon defeat. Now once you have all 3 key items, we can now head to the northern part of the map, located here, and you want to click on the area to be given the option to spawn Briarus. Now Briarus is a much more challenging foe than the 3 previous Gigas bosses that we have just fought, so be sure to summon some good trust that can keep you alive. I recommend using Sethtus and Yoran Oran, as together they should have enough healing to get you through this, and I'm also using Ulagor and Semi for some added damage, and Kuromoru for haste. Now Briarus can use many of the abilities that you have seen thus far in the game, including Lightning Roar, which will grant him a strong shock spikes effect, Catapult, which will ignore shadows and dispel a single buff. You will also use Trebuchet, which is an AoE spell that can hit for a good amount of damage, Power Attack, that is a strong single target attack, and Impact Roar, which is a conal damage in front of the boss ability, and you also want to watch out for Grand Slam, which can do very large amounts of AoE damage. Now he also has access to a very nasty ability called Colossal Slam, which does heavy AoE damage and can oftentimes wipe you and your trust. It will also wipe your shadows and inflict zombie status for a short period of time. Now if this lands on you, you normally want to quickly get your shadows back up and then kite Briarus around until the zombie status wears off. Now the final ability that can be used is called Mercurial Strike. and this ability inflicts an amount of damage that is going to tell you what the next ability that's going to be used is, and this can be very helpful in this fight. Now if 111 damage is dealt, that means Impact Roar is going to be the next ability used. If 222 or 333 damage is done, Grand Slam will be the next ability. 444 damage will mean Power Attack is the next ability. 555 and 666 are Trebuchet. 777 damage means Mercurial Strike will be used next, and all job abilities will be reset. If 888 damage or 999 damage is done, Colossal Slam will be used next, so use extreme caution. 1111 damage means the next ability will be Mei Shu, followed by 3 Colossal Slams. Now this is normally easily enough to kill everybody in range. Now due to this, I recommend you fight at max melee distance, and as soon as you see a Mercurial Strike hit for 1111 damage, you need to start kiting immediately until all 3 Colossal Slams have completed going off. You can then get back into that max melee distance and continue fighting him. You also may want to try and turn and kite if you see 888 damage and 999 damage Mercurial Strikes going off. Now, as long as you pay close attention to the damage of those Mercurial Strikes, this one should go fairly smoothly, especially a little bit easier than the other 2 zones. I recommend trying to get in a red stagger early, as you need the blood-smeared Gigas Helm key item when he dies for our zone boss kill that will be in the next video. That's going to be all I have to cover in this mission boss video for Abyssea-La Theine. I hope you found this helpful. We will see you next time when we take on the zone boss here.